Hey there, Industrialist. Cougar here with a beginner's quick start guide for the release version of Rise of Industry by Dapper Penguin Studios. The game comes with some good tutorials that teach you the basic mechanics and controls, but I know you ain't got time for that. You just want to jump in and start making some profits, so let's start a new game. The start of each new game will involve a three-step process. Step 1, make a plan. Step 2, place your HQ. Step 3, unlock your 3 free techs. Then you can start building. You cannot skip step 1, making a plan. If you just start plopping down farms and factories, you're going to be shaking hands with Billy Bankruptcy really freaking fast. So, how do we make a plan? Rise of Industry is about supply and demand. Towns are demanding certain goods, and it's up to you to supply them with those goods so that they will grow and demand more goods for you to supply. Goods are ranked in tiers, with higher tier items being harder to make and thus worth more money. So, with all that in mind, let's start making a plan for our first routes here in River Ridge. What is this town demanding that we could potentially supply to it? To determine demand, we're going to click on the town center. It shows you that there are 3 shops in town. All towns start with 2 shops, the farmer's market and the hardware store. Some towns will be big enough to have a third store, in this case a construction goods store. What we're looking for here is some overlap, some ways that we can use 1 or 2 products to produce a bunch of different stuff. So if we look at the farmer's market here, we'll see that they're demanding wheat. We can sell wheat raw here. We can also use wheat to supply, for example, a livestock ranch, a chicken ranch producing eggs and chicken meat, or a sheep ranch producing mutton and wool to be sold at the hardware store. So that looks like a good initial approach. Build a crop farm, use those crops to make a little bit of money selling them the wheat raw here in the farmer's market, and then use the crops also will go to a livestock farm, and we will sell mutton and wool here at the farmer's market and the hardware store to supply a bunch of different demands all at once. So now that we've got a plan, our next step, step 2, is to place our headquarters. R to rotate. Step 3 is to unlock our 3 free techs. Go to the tech tree up here in the upper right hand corner. We are going to unlock wheat, then we are going to go to livestock, unlock sheep, then we're going to go down here to the auxiliary category and logistics and administration, and we're going to unlock urban roads. We are also going to set a destination tech, something that we're going to need down the road. I think for us that may be in the livestock category, the chickens. All right, so that will be our destination tech. That will be what our scientists are actually working on once we start the game. Now we're looking at what the region here can supply in terms of raw resources. So let's zoom all the way out, hit tab a couple of times to bring up these labels. These labels tell you the raw resources that are available in each region. This region is supplying gas, copper, and oil. Some of the other resources that might be supplied, if we go down here, there's coal and iron ore, and then there's also fish out here in the water. But for our purposes, we're not going to be taking advantage of any of these raw resources right now. We just need a big open space to put some livestock fields and some grain fields, some wheat fields. There's a nice open area up here to the north. There's another open area off here to the east. I'm liking the looks of this northern area, even though there's this pond kind of in the way right here. We can use terraforming to get rid of that pond. Terraforming is expensive. You don't want to overdo it, but I think we can afford a little bit of terraforming here to just give us a little bit more space to work with. Now, to start building, I always start building with a warehouse. Put my warehouse down in a central location, and then everything else will be built within this warehouse's radius to provide automatic acceptance and distribution from the warehouse. So that looks like a good place for the warehouse. Now we'll go to the farms. We're going to put down a crop farm to grow wheat. That looks like a place for it. You get 3 fields to begin with. You can research tech that allows you to put down more fields. But for now, R to bring up our roads, make sure that connect that up. and make sure that we also connect this up looping back to where it goes. So what's going to happen is the trucks are going to come from the crop farm, then drop their stuff off at the warehouse, then they need a way to get back to the crop farm to wait for another shipment. So you got to make sure that there's a loop bringing the trucks back to their original point. The crop farm is going to need water. So let's go down here to our gatherers category down here at the bottom. Pick up a water siphon. Place the water siphon near some water. Put down 3 harvesters to begin with. You can research tech later on that will allow you to put down more harvesters. R to bring up our roads. We're actually going to go to the dirt roads for this. We don't need urban roads back in here. Speed is not of the essence for those. Back to the road networks, but we will run an urban road this way. And make sure that we extend this road down into town so stuff can actually be sold when it's time for that. All right, now we've got this going a little bit. We can actually get time going and start this working. We are going to want, once this crop farm is done, actually, why don't we put down 2 crop farms so that we can use any surplus crops that are produced, any surplus wheat we can sell raw in town at the farmer's market. All right, here come our first shipment of water. The water pumps are dropping the water off at the water siphon. The water siphon is sending the water to the warehouse. The crops farms say, hey, there's water at the warehouse. We should go get some and bring it back to our crops to water them. So that's what they did, and now both crop farms are operating. They've got the water that they need to start their first batch. If you hit Alt, bring up these nifty little icons over each stuff. These do not actually have enough water to start growing yet, but they will with this shipment of water coming in now. So for now, the warehouse is handling all of this distribution automatically. We haven't had to set any of this up manually, and there we go. Now we're growing crops. Now that we're growing crops, we can start thinking about our livestock. We're going to click on the farms category, click on a livestock farm, put down 3 livestock fields. For now, we can put down more fields later. And make sure that they're hooked up with a road. And now the crop farms will send their wheat to the warehouse. The livestock farm will say, hey, there's wheat at the warehouse. I'll send some trucks out to get the wheat and the water that it needs. It needs water and wheat to produce sheep products like mutton and wool. And I think we're going to have plenty of wheat to supply more than one livestock farm. But before we duplicate this livestock farm, let me show you one thing. We will set up a direct distribution from the livestock farm to where they're going to be selling the stuff. So we're going to click on the livestock farm, go to the Destinations tab, turn this off of auto distribution to manual distribution. For the mutton, we will choose as a destination the commercial farmers market in River Ridge. For the wool, we will set up a destination as the commercial hardware store in River Ridge. Now that is all set up to actually sell the products that they're producing directly without going through the warehouse. And now that that is set up, if I hit X to duplicate this livestock farm, those settings will carry over. It will retain those settings. So this livestock farm will already know to sell its stuff in town as the other one does. All right, everything is set up here to be happening automatically. We can just speed up time and give it a minute, and we should be making a profit soon. One thing I will note, if we have any excess wheat being stored here, which we don't right now, but if we ever do, I'm just keeping an eye on it right now. See if that wheat is going to go back out again, the wheat that just came in. It looks like it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a direct distribution. Yeah, we're definitely stockpiling wheat now. We've got 9 wheat here. So I'm going to set up as a destination here. We're going to, well, there are 2 ways to do this. Let me show you both ways. So what we can do is from the storage tab, if we click directly on something that is here in storage, it will take us directly to this distribution screen, and we'll click on commercial and sell that excess wheat at the farmer's market. The other way to do it is to go through this tab from the destinations tab to choose farm produce and wheat, and then we would sell the wheat. Again, set it up the same way, commercial at the farmer's market. But we don't actually need that. Well, we didn't set a route, so we don't have to cancel it. But if you look down here at our mini budget overview in the lower left-hand corner, this is a very important tool for you. This tells you how much money you made last month. We made $128,000 2 months ago, made $114,000 last month. So we're profitable, just like that. And what I'm going to do now is we're going to start another game on this exact same town, but taking a different approach, just to show you that there's some flexibility in how you approach this, right? So if you want to stop watching here, you should have enough information to get yourself going. But if you want to keep watching, I'm just going to do this again with different routes, different networks, just to show you that it's flexible that way. All right, so thanks for watching. If you're ending here, please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I will be doing a full-on playthrough soon, guided with explanations for everything that I'm doing. And if this is it for you, then do stay profitable, industrialist. If you're hanging around, I'll be right back. All right, we're back in River Ridge. We're going to try something a little bit different this time. So let's click on our River Ridge again to figure out to make a plan. We're going to open the hardware store and the construction goods store this time. Notice that in terms of overlap, they are demanding wood at the hardware store, just raw wood. They're also demanding paper rolls and cardboard at the construction goods store. Paper rolls and cardboard are made with wood at a paper mill. So there's some overlap and some higher tier products that we can use. We can sell the low tier raw stuff. We can also use it to craft some higher tier stuff. So that's going to be our plan. So now that we have a plan, we're going to put down our HQ and unlock our 3 free techs. Go to the tech tree, go to paper mill, unlock paper, unlock heavy pulp on the way to cardboard, but we cannot unlock the cardboard with one of our free techs because you can only unlock stuff in the first or second row. I'm going to use my 3rd free unlock again to unlock urban roads right off the bat, and then we'll set the cardboard as a before we set the cardboard, as soon as we put down our first paper mill, we're going to start generating pollution. So I think our first destination tech should be an air purifier to deal with that pollution. So we'll research the air purifier, then we'll go back to the paper mill category and set cardboard as the next destination tech after that. All right, so we made a plan. We put down our HQ. We unlocked our 3 free techs. Now it's time to get to work. We're going to basically set this up pretty much as we did the other one. We're going to flatten out this little pond there. We're going to put down a logistics warehouse. Then we're going to go to the gatherers, get a couple of lumber yards going. These are the land harvesters for the lumber yard, these little dudes here. I'm going to try to set this up carefully so that I don't actually take down any of these trees. The trees have to be in the gatherer's radius. That'll do. Now go to R for roads. Run the roads through here. And then run an urban road to the warehouse. And again, remember to loop it back so that your trucks can get back where they started. All right, that should start going. We'll make another one as long as we're here because I think we're going to need it. Again, I'm trying to set this up carefully so that we don't take down too many trees in the process here. Those 3 all have trees. All right, go to roads. Dirt roads will work fine back here. And then urban roads to get from there to there. I think I'm going to have to take that. Yeah, I'm going to have to take down one tree. It's not the end of the world. All right, that'll still work. All right, good. Now we're turning out some wood. We're churning out some wood. Next thing we want to worry about or think about is the paper. So we're going to go to factories, choose a paper mill, put a paper mill down over here. The paper mill is going to need water to make the paper. So click on the paper mill. It requires wood and water to make a roll of paper. So we're going to have to deal with the water situation now. Exactly the same way, go to gatherers, water siphon, put down our harvesters, run a dirt road back here because time is not of the essence back in here. And then change it to an urban road for the next leg of this journey. Whoops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. All right. Now we should be getting water to the warehouse. The warehouse will send the water to the paper mill. The warehouse will also send wood to the paper mill. So the warehouse is handling everything here automatically at this point. If we hit Alt to bring up our nifty little icons, floating icons telling you what's what, the paper mill is sending trucks down to get some water and some wood, bringing it back to the paper mill, and now it's making paper. We can set as a direct distribution from the paper mill to sell this paper in town when it's ready. So we'll go to the Destinations tab, turn this from auto to manual, choose destination, the commercial construction goods store in River Ridge. Now we can build another one of these, hit X to copy that. It will retain those settings. And now we're going to start churning out pollution. So we are researching the air. If you look in the upper left-hand corner up here, we are researching the air purifier right now. It's almost ready to be built. The air purifier requires water to run. Fortunately, we've already got water coming in. So as soon as this research finishes, I can speed time up a little bit here to get that research done. As soon as that's done, oh, you know what we haven't done? We don't have a road going into town. So these guys are going to try to sell their paper in town, and they're going to say, hey, we have no way to get into town, dude. Now they do. All right, we finished the research on our air purifier. We can go to the pollution tab down here at the bottom, select an air purifier, and place it near our factories. These air purifiers work on a radius basis, so stuff within their radius will be purified. So you want to keep them close to the pollution creating industries. Just make sure that there's a way for the water to reach that air purifier. The air purifier says, hey, there's water at that warehouse down there. Why don't we go grab some? It sends some trucks down. The trucks come back out, bringing water to the air purifier. The air purifier starts to run, and now we should see this pollution clean right up. Yep, air's getting clearer. It is easier to breathe already. Oh, doesn't that smell better? It smells better. All right, if we have any overflow wood here, which we do, we're storing 19 wood here, so we're not using all the wood that we're producing to make paper. So why don't we set up a direct distribution for the wood? Go to Raw Resources, select Wood, choose Destination. We'll sell this extra overflow wood at the hardware store in River Ridge. And a bunch of trucks head out carrying wood to go sell it at the hardware store and make us some profits. Bing, 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 bing. Okay. All right. Are we profitable yet? Let's check our mini budget overview. No, we've been building, building, building. And this is not going to be a super profitable network because there's a lot of extra stuff going into creating this paper. We're using two products to make the paper. We're using water and wood. We also had to put down this air purifier, which was kind of expensive. But we should, if we speed time up here, in a month or so, we should start seeing a little bit of profit anyway from selling the paper and the excess overflow wood. Let's speed this up to 10 times speed and see if we start making a profit next month. Yep, okay. So there it is. We made $96,000 net last month. Now that's, we're not Elon Musk or anything earning $96,000 a month, but it's a start. It's a way to start. And that just goes to show you that there are multiple ways to approach this. I'm going to do one more approach for you. If you have had enough, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. If you haven't, stick around. We're going to do one more different network based out of this same town of River Ridge. Stand by. All right, we're back in River Ridge again, and we're going to do this one more time. And this time, if we open up the construction goods and the hardware store and the construction goods, notice that they are demanding raw rubber at the hardware store and processed rubber at the construction goods store. And there's a lot of money to be made in these processed petrochemical products. So let's go with that as our next plan. We've made a plan, put down our HQ, step 2. Step 3, unlock our 3 free techs. Go to the tech tree, go down here to petrochemical, unlock raw rubber, unlocked processed rubber, and then we're going to use our third free unlock to unlock urban roads. But we also need to look ahead and think that that petrochemical plant is probably going to be churning out a lot of pollution, so let's set air purifier as our destination tech. After that, we're probably going to want some more coastal harvesters and maybe some more plantation orchard fields where we're going to grow the rubber trees. All right, we've got step 1, 2, and 3 are done. Now we're going to go back to, we're going to do this again, get rid of that little thing there, that little lake, pond. Go to farms, go to orchards. This is where we're going to grow our rubber trees. Put down an orchard with 3 fields for now. We can unlock a tech later that allows us to put down 2 additional fields. And we're going to need water for that. First, well, what I should have done first, I'm sorry I didn't do it this time, but warehouse first. I didn't do it because I kind of knew where we were doing this because we've already done it twice. But there's our warehouse centrally located. Roads to connect all these. Make sure that it loops back to its origin point so that the trucks can get back home when they're ready. Also make sure that it actually has a way to get into town to sell these goods. Now we're going to need to supply the farm with water, so a water siphon. 3 harvesters. Well, I didn't set this up well at all, but that's fine. We're not looking to make this pretty. I'm just trying to do it quickly. Hook those up, and now an urban road for this leg. That'll do. Now we can get time going, and we'll start growing some rubber trees here at our orchard soon enough. I think that we can probably... This is an event. We've got an event going on right now, which is bad maintenance. The state has neglected roadways in this region. Traffic speed throughout the region is reduced. Road speed minus 50%. Dispatch cost plus 50%. That bad event is going to make it hard to gauge the profitability of this early network. But we'll keep that in mind as we look to see how profitable this is off the bat. Now let's make another orchard here. 3 fields. Let's say you get interrupted while you're placing these fields. And now you're like, oh, I only have 2 fields now. How do I put down my next field? Click on the orchard, go to the Overview tab, down here at the bottom, Add Field. And then hook it up with a road. We're not worried about those trees this time around, so we'll just plow those under. All right, both of these should be getting water soon and starting to churn out some rubber. So let's go to our factories, select the petrochemical plant, set down a petrochemical plant over here, hook it up with a road. That's ugly. That's less ugly. See that I've got all these roads a tile away from all these buildings. Now your inclination is, and the computer will try to snap these roads right to the buildings. But later on, you're going to unlock one-way roads. And so to ease traffic congestion, you're going to be able to to build a one-way road running one way and another road running the other way. So you want to leave some room for growth here. You don't, if you have these right up against the buildings, then it's going to make it, it's just going to limit your options in terms of expanding this road network. All right, anyway, our petrochemical plant here is working. We are producing raw rubber here at the orchard. Some of it is being used here at the petrochemical plant to produce processed rubber. Our warehouse is now stockpiling both of these, which is not what we wanted to do. I got distracted. So let's set this rubber up for direct distribution into town. We'll go to the Destinations tab, change this from auto to manual, choose as a destination the commercial construction goods store in River Ridge. That will bypass this warehouse, ease traffic congestion a little bit there, and just make for a more direct shot down into town. With that petrochemical plant going, obviously you can see that we are generating some pollution. So now we need to put down an air purifier here. Same idea. Place it near the industries that are polluting, and then make sure that it has access to water supply. And now we can set up a second petrochemical plant here. And have that turning out rubber as well. Again, because I copied this petrochemical plant, the settings on it will carry over. If we look at the Destination tab here, it's already set up to deliver that rubber to the construction goods store. We are also probably producing overflow raw rubber here, which is good because we want to be able to sell this raw rubber. Go to Destinations. Well, let's do it the easy way. From the Storage tab, click on the thing that you want to distribute. It automatically takes you to this screen, Commercial Hardware Store. Now we're going to be selling raw rubber at the hardware store in town, in addition to our processed rubber. Here come all our trucks carrying the raw rubber. And they'll be going down to make us some money, make us some profits. Now, as I said, it's going to be hard to gauge the profitability of this setup with we got two bad events going right now. We've got bad maintenance and we've got insider trading. One of our investors was caught doing insider trading, and we now need to pay a fine. We're being fined $1 million for that. And then another thing here, a fixer-upper, a wave of buildings has come up for sale at a great price. All building cost minus 25%. That's good if we were doing any more building, but we're not right now. Now we're just trying to go down here to the lower left-hand corner, clicking on the mini budget overview, and looking. We made $49,000 last month, which is not a heck of a lot, but again, we had those two bad events going for us, so it's a start. It's a start. Before I let you go, up here at the top, now I didn't show you around the HUD very well. We've got the main menu up here, save game, load game, etc. You can type in a name for your map. This is Cougar County. Over here, we've got some help tips and stuff. I'm not going to go through every one of these tabs here, but a lot of useful information up here. One tab that I do want to show you, over here next to the tech tree, the production overview. This is a very useful tool for you. If you look at the last 12 months, it gives you a breakdown of what kind of money you're making off of all of your products. So from farm produce, our raw rubber, we have made $30,000 profit, $108,000 profit in the last 12 months selling raw rubber. If we look at our Tier 1 products, the processed rubber is a Tier 1 product. We made $385,000 profit selling the rubber last month at a profit margin of 155%. So that's pretty good. I've seen profit margins as high as 300%. So it's not great, but it's okay. This is a very useful tool, the building and production overview here. You want to keep eyes on that. We've got an auction going here, a PR and marketing event. We can spend $300,000 for a shot at winning an increase of our truck speed for the next 19 months. That seems like a thing that we might want, so let's go ahead and bid on that. But really, I think that's going to do it, guys. We have used 3 different approaches to making an early profit at a starting town. So hopefully that gives you some ideas and a way to get started as you start thinking about setting up your first stuff. That'll do it, guys. Leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the Rise of, we did not win that auction. That's what that sound was. Leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the Rise of Industry gameplay. I'm going to be doing a full-on playthrough of this, hopefully making it all the way through to winning the game by producing a prototype electric automobile, but we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay profitable, industrialists.